Yeehaw! What's up, everybody? This episode of the podcast is brought to you by NatureBox. Snacks. That's what NatureBox is all about. Yummy snacks. All right? I know that if you work in an office, you probably have limited access to food in your office unless you bring it in. That vending machine, usually filled with shit. Like, if you're lucky, there's a granola bar in there that won't make you feel bad. But you can get delicious, wholesome snacks from naturebox.com delivered to you every week. They've got 0 artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners, 0 grams of trans fats, and no high fructose corn syrup. You'll even find snacks with no added sugar and without gluten ingredients. So if you're super picky and you're looking to really clean your diet up, you can get some snacks from NatureBox that you will really enjoy, and they'll taste good, and they won't make you feel guilty. Stuff like dark cocoa almonds, ooh, so yummy. Of course, the great sriracha cashews, now jalapeno cashews as well. Garlic plantains, I love those. There's a lot of them that I can eat, and I don't feel guilty even slightly, and they're delicious. They taste great. NatureBox does an awesome job of concocting these recipes. So much better than most snack options out there. And now I want to give you the chance to try NatureBox for free with a trial box featuring 5 of their most popular snacks. Free snacks, ladies and gentlemen. To start your free trial, go to naturebox.com/Rogan. Go to naturebox.com/Rogan and get your free trial box of delicious snacks. And we're also brought to you by Stamps.com. It is so much easier to use Stamps.com than it is to go to the post office yourself. You don't have to lease a postage meter, which is expensive, and they have multi-year commitments and hidden fees. There's a better way. The better way is Stamps.com. Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package right from your desk using a regular computer and a regular printer. You even get special postage discounts that you can't find at the post office. Plus, Stamps.com is more powerful than a postage meter at just a fraction of the cost. You can save up to 80% compared to a postage meter. That's right, 80%. You heard me, bitch. And you'll avoid those time-consuming trips to the post office. We use Stamps.com. If you go to DeathSquad.tv and see any of those kitty cat T-shirts that Brian has created himself, those are all sent through Stamps.com. Brian does it all by hand. If you get it, you can probably get Brian's DNA off of that package and frame him for some heinous crime. I'm not saying you should do that. But what I'm saying is, we use Stamps.com. And if you go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner and use the promo code JRE, you get a no-risk trial plus $110 bonus offer, which includes a digital scale and up to $55 of free postage. So don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in JRE. That's Stamps.com and enter in the code word JRE. Our guests for today are the fantastically talented Honey Honey Band. They're good friends of mine. They're awesome human beings, and they make beautiful music. So strap in.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, my friends Honey Honey, Ben, Suzanne, you're back. What's up? What's up, guys?
Man, it's so weird without the ads.
It's better that way. We smush them in later. That way we're boring people. You have to sit there and listen to 5 minutes of fucking.
I like hearing about the
now
dick
you
pills.
Reward them. We don't have any dick pills, man. No flashlights. It's been a while.
Our first podcast with you, you had dick pills. I'm pretty sure, and Red Band took one, or you were talking about having a boner for like 6 hours.
No, that was totally unrelated. He was getting some shit at gas stations. We weren't selling that.
Okay. That was the beginning of a bad addiction, though. I went deep.
What was it?
There was no sponsorship involved for that.
No, it's just Mexican Viagra, where they take like Viagra and mix it with the acorns and call it a supplement, and it's just you're not supposed. You don't know what you're eating.
Did it work?
Oh, it worked. What it is like if you would buy, Aubrey explained it to us, the hustle. If you would buy Super Rocket pills at the gas station, and it says guaranteed erection and all this jazz, They're just selling you Viagra, but they're doing it without a prescription. And so they're just putting Viagra in these pills and then saying, oh, this is our super secret supplement. And when people find out it works, they buy the shit out of it. It's a way to buy Viagra without a prescription.
Is that legal?
Well, how does it?
It's not, but the fines are very low. And all
Really?
they yeah.
And who's
apparently-
regulating that?
That's a good
boners.
question. Well, the FDA
The boner police?
They regulate it if they find out that it's actually Viagra, but a lot of times they don't find out. There's a million different names,
I see.
and apparently they get a small fine. What Aubrey said is some of the companies will change their name and then restart up under a different name and do the same fucking shit.
Oh my God. Ben, what are we
Mob-
doing playing
mob shit.
music?
Yeah.
We should be
are
getting
we-
boners,
I
for God's
know.
sake. Brian, I have a
Log
question.
pills. I mean, they just change a name.
Do you just take it and then?
No, some of them times it doesn't work. It's kind of like mushrooms, where it's based on what you eat. I find.
Set and setting.
Isn't
Yeah.
this never good though? Like that seems like
it
that's
was
a
normal.
disintegrating motion. You're doing like
an
the knuckles
explosion.
blow up.
You guys don't do that?
Boom.
Yours doesn't work like that?
Mine does not. Now I'm getting sad.
Oh, boy.
I wish I had those extra effects.
Go to the gas station,
I was going to
man.
say,
I'm
should we go to the
scared.
convenience store
Well,
and come back? Or?
Apparently, some of them at the gas station are just bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, some of them are just like some goofy herbs.
But how great
Don't
of a
do jack
placebo is
shit.
that? Like, maybe it just works anyway.
It could if
It's
you
all
really
up
think
here.
you got the super hard-on pills, the super Chinese Viagra.
Well,
Look at
you
you.
just went global with it, and I was about to ask the question: isn't there a Chinese supplement where they're using rhinoceros horn, ground rhinoceros
Yeah.
horn, and that's been a big fucking issue.
Yeah, I was at the
With the
airport
poaching.
the other day, and they had this big rhino photo that said, "I am not medicine." And it was talking about the use of rhino horns in some Eastern medicines. Yeah, there's some people that really believe they believe it can bring good luck. It can cure things. It can cure cancer.
It's kind of amazing how you can set a trend. You know what I mean? Like, and well, obviously, like that's a terrible
Terrible trend.
But
Right.
you know, it takes one person to be like, I ground up this rock I found in my backyard, and
It's
I'll give
true,
you
right?
some for $50.
One of the best ones.
That
Joe,
was my
that-
childhood.
They actually they sell Rhino 7. It's the best one.
Let's go Rhino 7.
Yeah.
Look at the explosions. Look at the
Way better
rhinos
than-
running through fire. How bad would your life suck if you saw a rhino running through fire? Like, could you imagine if you're like in a forest fire and you're trapped?
What are
and
you
you're
talking about? I
standing
saw that
there,
last night.
And a rhino.
I'm just kidding.
What?
What?
Huh? Yo. Do you have cleats on? The rhino is running through like this burst of fire. That would be the worst thing you could. One of the worst things on earth that you could ever see.
That's
To
kind of
promote
how
a
I
boner?
imagine your life. Honestly, we had bear talk earlier with Joe.
Bear talk. with
Bear talk.
Joe?
I got more questions, man.
Okay. What kind of questions?
Well, so you were telling us that it's a predator.
Yes.
So it's in a different species of reaction in sense of its
Yes.
how it's perceiving everything around it.
Bears are omnivores, so
Okay.
they'll eat. Sometimes they'll ignore any game because they find like a big patch of blueberries, and they'll even ignore meat that's being left out. They don't care. They'll
Yeah,
find
good
like
shit.
a patch of blueberries on a hill, and they'll just go to that. Like their sense of smell is incredible.
So they are super sensitive, though. Like
Oh,
if you're over there, they know you're there.
Oh yeah, they know you're there for sure. Like unless you're really far away, you could be like 100 yards away or 200 yards away with the right wind. They might not know you're there. But if they're near you and there's no wind, most likely they know you're there. If the wind is blowing towards them, they definitely know you're there. They can just smell you.
That's
And
crazy.
Their sense of smell is way better than a dog's, and a dog's sense of smell is insanely better than a person's. You know, there's like it's really hard for them to measure like what animals have the best sense of smell. It's very difficult to really kind of quantify it. But what's even more difficult is us even imagining like how good a dog's sense of smell is.
Because it's a totally different perception at that point, right?
They
like
might
I read
be
somewhere
able
it's
to
like
smell like fear.
40. Totally.
Yeah.
And it's like seeing an infrared or something like that.
Yeah.
The world just opens up in a completely
Well,
different way.
is there like a fear pheromone that you emit?
I guess there must
There's
be,
got to
right?
be. Yeah.
Well, I think there's weird shit that you smell when you're around people that you don't like, you know, or
Definitely.
or that people that freak you out,
Oh
or
my
people that
God.
might have bad intentions. They have a weird smell. You know?
Absolutely. I have a nose like a bloodhound.
Do you?
Yeah, it's
Can you-
really weird.
Can you track bad guys?
I really can. I swear to God. So far, this room is okay.
House is clear.
Everybody's doing great.
Did you give Jamie a good sniff?
I did, Jamie. You smell great. You passed the test.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like smelling everybody's farts like in a city. Like if you're at a mall,
It's a lot of farts.
like if you're a dog and you're at the
I
mall,
can imagine
you're
it,
in a
though.
sea of farts.
Yeah, but if you're a dog, you're eating shit, so you're into
That's
it.
true. I don't mind at all. They don't have any cultural context. You know?
Yet, I have faith that they will evolve, and we will see it.
What do you mean called like?
Look at
dogs?
Jumpy the dog. I mean, he is way ahead of schedule.
Do you think dogs of today look back at the dogs of like 500 years ago and go, what a bunch of fucking idiots chasing their tail, freaking out when they heard the first siren?
But they had their heroes that we don't even know about.
Yeah, they probably, I was like, you remember that one dog, the dog that saved the guy?
Yeah, the first one to bury the bone.
You know, my friend Steve Rennell was telling me that they used to do shows where they would take like a raft filled with animals and they would push them off of the big waterfall. What is it? New York.
Niagara
Niagara
Falls?
Falls.
Jesus,
They
that's
would,
terrible.
People would pay to watch it. They would stand on the sidelines and they would push a raft of animals off Niagara Falls to their death.
What?
Yeah, it's like some early 1900s shit.
Why?
Because people, you know, it was a show. Like, people could see the show. Like, they would pay to see. So they would load this raft up with exotic animals that were freaking out, trying to figure out how to get off the raft, and then they send them over the top.
Sick sons of bitches.
Wow.
How weird.
Yeah, doesn't sound even entertaining.
Well, I'm depressed now.
Okay, it's definitely not entertaining. It's definitely disgusting. Definitely should be illegal. Definitely should be punished. But if you were there while that raft is headed towards the apex, do you keep looking, or do you go, I don't want no part of this?
That was like the.
It's too late. You're
that was
there.
like the primitive form of all the fucking Facebook shit of like Distractify. It was like, let's just watch something absolutely asinine or horrifying.
Yeah.
Because there's that shock factor.
Right.
You know, but I feel like that's not too far off from watching dog fighting, even though there's gambling and betting involved. But like people that can handle that kind of thing, I think there's just like, I think there's some sort of. I can't relate to this, but I think that there's some sort of like innate primal instinct to want to see something terrible. So it's like more terrible than what you can experience in your everyday life. Maybe feel better about it or something. Or people are just sick and disgusting.
I think either or, right? It doesn't have to be one or the other. I mean, it could be both.
Are you
It
sure?
could
Like
be
that's
one
for
or the
real?
other.
Like people actually really did that? Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not a joke?
No, it was real. It was like a show.
Oh my God.
People would pay to see it. Yeah.
We were just talking about this earlier,
What do you
actually.
got? What are you pulling
Or
up?
we're just trying to find pictures of it.
Oh,
We were just talking about
not
this
sure if I
earlier
want to see it.
about being sensitive, and I was telling Joe that there's some.
You guys were talking about being sensitive.
Being
over there?
sensitive.
That's what you were talking about.
Yeah, look,
damn.
I brought the feminine energy today. God damn it!
She does. And whiskey.
and the whiskey.
Feminine energy and the cure for the feminine energy. Whiskey.
It's true. But we were talking about TV, and there's certain whenever I'm witnessing, whether it's in a TV show or a movie or real life, some people really losing or people just being absolutely terrible to one another, especially when someone is trying their best and they just get kicked when they're down.
Yeah.
That just guts me. That I just
That's
fucking
because you're a genuinely nice person.
crushes my soul.
You're a genuinely nice person who would never do that, so you see it and it drives you crazy. One of the things that drives us crazy is the horrible things that we hope we never see in ourselves. You know, like when we see something really pathetic, there's or horrible or mean or vicious. There's part of us that like knows it's evil and knows it's bad and people are being hurt, and that part of us without a doubt is angry or upset at that situation. But there's also a part of us that hopes that we're never like that.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's part of like what you see even when you see like a murderer, or we see like someone whose life has gone totally out of control and off the rails and into the woods. You just go, God, could that have been me? You know, like that's one of the things that freaks you out the most.
It opens up the spectrum
Yeah.
of what we're capable of.
You see some person who shows up at their job and just starts shooting people, and you go, what brought her to do that? It's usually not a her. I don't know why I said her. Has it ever been a her? Has
Not
there
really.
been a
Not really.
woman mass shooter? That's a really good fucking question.
You were just talking about
there
this.
Maybe one or two. I was just
Yeah.
reading. There was this Esquire
Whoa,
article
that's a very good question.
about
I was just
mass
trying to be
shooting.
like even.
It's not
mass
even at all.
shooting?
Yeah, there was an Esquire article.
Let's
about
not
it.
get any ideas out there, ladies. Let's just keep it cool.
Keep it cool.
Everybody, stay calm.
And it was really interesting because half the article was just like a history of maybe just the last 10 years of mass shooting. There's been a ridiculous amount of them.
Why mass shootings are always male. Yeah. It's in Time magazine. Except there's a big fucking stupid pull-down menu that we can't get out of the way. Way to go. How about you use Squarespace, you fucks?
Yeah.
Make yourself a really
was
useful
that one of the ads
website.
that just happened?
Are we just going to slip them in?
Why don't you use a flashlight to do it?
That was an ad from earlier.
You know what I mean?
Flashlight.
Rhino horn.
We didn't okay, Squarespace isn't even on today's ads, so stop it. Just stop
Don't
it.
waste
But the other
They
half
make
of this,
an excellent website, that's all I'm saying.
the other half of this Esquire article was about this dude who was foiled in his mass shooting attempt, and he went to prison, but they didn't. It was like Frank Abagnale. You know how he was this world-traveling counterfeiter, and eventually they caught him, and he started working for the FBI.
Oh, I'm not aware of that.
Okay, there's that Catch Me If You Can movie. Leo DiCaprio.
That's about that guy?
That's about that dude. And this was a similar situation where they found this mass shooter who didn't actually get to carry out his plan, and then started to use him to get into the psyche of these dudes. And he talks about the process, like it starts with isolation, but the turning point was him starting to feel like he realized he was better than everybody. It was loneliness and alienation, and then like, wait, but the reason is I'm the best and they're the worst. And he created his plan. So all these guys.
But are you trying to tell us you're a serial killer? Is this your subtle way?
We have 3 hours
of telling us that you are a mass shooter in waiting? Are you ready to pop?
Don't have me like this.
Are you ready to pop, bro? Come on.
Questions like that, you're
brother.
gonna fucking find out. Yeah.
Well, mental illness is a terrifying thing because I don't know what's going on in your brain. I don't know what's going on in your brain. I can only guess based on all the time we've hung out together that it's nothing scary. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, everybody smells good in
Everybody
here.
smells
Okay,
good. I agree.
it's okay. I don't smell any crazies. Or
Woman
bad
in
guys.
California postal shooting had history of bizarre behavior. How many did she shoot?
6.
That qualifies.
Do you know that the woman there was a woman Secret Service agent that got overpowered by that guy that ran into the White House? There was a woman Secret Service agent that was on the first line of fire, like she was on the front line.
Yeah.
The guy got in and got a hold of her and overpowered her.
That's no good.
That's terrifying.
They're blowing it left and right.
He got past her, like that.
Was that recently?
Yeah, a few days ago.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
It's scary as shit, man. That is scary as shit.
Well, they just got outed for all this stuff, man. Did you hear about all the shots fired on, I can't remember what part of the the White House?
No.
There were like 7 shots fired into the White House.
When was this?
The Secret Service didn't know about it for a couple of days.
What?
Yeah.
Was it like sniper fire or something?
Yeah, someone just popped
Oh
off
my
a couple.
God.
Yeah, and that was, didn't the woman who ran, the Secret, she just resigned? I mean, it's a whole fucking thing.
And then there was one woman who got shot who was outside in her car, and she did something in her car, remember?
She drove her car. She drove her car onto the lawn.
Is that what it was?
Weren't we there?
What?
We were in D.C.